Is Zelda an RPG? You know, that's such a little question. I think there are two things that make an RPG, and they're both equally important. The first would be some sort of character progression, whether it be stats or skills or something, but it has to be not just linear progression of your character, such as Zelda, where you get the next best sword or shield or whatever, but something where you actually have a choice, and build different characters different ways. Even if it's a game where you have a protagonist that is predefined, has a name. In a role-playing game, you have to be able to mold that character how you like. Secondly, I think the other important thing for it to be an RPG is some influence over the story, some kind of choice in the story, whether the choice actually ends up making an impact or not is all down to whether the game was developed well. Sometimes you end up finding out that both things end up the same conclusion, but I think both of those things are equally important. So, character progression and story influence. So, in my opinion, Zelda is not an RPG because it really doesn't have either of those things. I do think the main reason it is confused for an RPG, or that people might think it is because, especially the older Zeldas, the 2D Zeldas, the Super Nintendo, and before that, and then also the handheld games, they look like RPGs. The isometric perspective, or the top-down perspective, and the graphic style, everything just kind of looks like all those JRPGs. But the gameplay is different. I mean, all those things I brought up earlier, it doesn't really have those things. So in my opinion, no, it's not an RPG.